I think that's going to upset a lot of people.
Okay. Let's turn that shit up. Testing. Bosh. Oh wait, let's be that. Yeah. Alright, is that? Oh fuck. Bosh. Oh wait, let's be that. Yeah. Alright, is that? Bet. Let's get this shit going. Okay. So, I don't know if anyone's really in here, but welcome to the show. If you are, it's my first time doing this, so don't expect some wonderful shit. But I'm keen to talk about it. I'm keen to talk about Dynamite. I'm keen to get into this. So, as you can see by the thumbnail, Mercedes Mone was not at the show, which is definitely interesting. I want to talk about this, considering some a lot of the shit that happened was just so weird, man. Okay, so the match kicks off obviously with Tony and Saraya teaming against Britt and Jamie. So they're wrestling in that, and then Sheedy comes down eventually, sort of the first quarter, halfway through the match, and obviously the big spot at the end is Sheeta handed in that kendo stick to obviously the idea is, was she handing it to Britt or was she trying to give it to Tony? Obviously she was giving it to Britt, that's no question there, but as you can see by the picture, she was playing some crazy shit it wasn't me, it was you. Anyways, so the things I want to talk about with Mercedes is not being there is just why. I get that she might not be there, and that's fair enough. She doesn't have to be there. She's not obliged to be there. But if you're going to promise, well, no, they didn't promise, I shouldn't say that. If you're going to tease her being there, for example, last week during that sit-down interview, which was a pre-tape, which was a pre-tape with Britt, Jamie and Tony Schiavone, and Britt was saying, I'm the boss, and then winks. Like, bro, what is the point of doing that if she's not going to be there? I don't understand that. That's just giving false hope. Like, I've seen a lot of people say that's dead ass and carny shit. Like, I just don't understand the point of that. My second thing is, if they knew it wasn't going to be her there, announce Tony as a partner weeks before. Like, there's no point of having like this surprise element around the fact of who's it going to be for Saraya's partner when it's not Mercedes, and everyone thought it was going to be Mercedes. Tony knew that people thought it was going to be Mercedes, but he still went with that idea. But he still went with the mystery factor, even though it's not going to be her. I just don't understand that. I think that's stupid. I think that's just unfair for the fans as well. And also, obviously, I don't know if you guys watched the Grapsody interview, but I know a lot of people did. Like, I think it was before 2023, maybe a few days before, and Tony's gone. And I think Phil Lindsay asked Tony if who's going to be the partner for Britt and Jamie's match, and Tony's like, I don't know, we're going to find out in January, which obviously is when Mercedes' contract comes up. So I don't know why he says that when it's not going to be her. Like, it just doesn't really make sense in my eyes, at least. Like, people might be different, but I think it's weird. Anyways, and then in other interviews with Saraya, like literally, I think it was yesterday or the day before, Saraya's going on about, I don't know if it's going to be her. I don't know, man. Like, if you know she's not going to be there, say she's not going to be there. It's given false expectations for people who think she's actually going to be there, especially when reporters are reporting, I think she's going to be there, people sources are telling me that they think it's her and all that stuff. Like, flat out say Mercedes is not going to be there on Wednesday, so people don't get their hopes up. Sorry. Anyways, that's my little rant on that. I think it's just weird. But getting to the match, I think Tony and Saraya. I want to start off by saying Britt and Jamie's gear was sick. That shit looked cool as, I'm not gonna lie. And also, like, I reckon Britt Baker's a better tag wrestler than she is a singles wrestler. I don't know, her and Jamie just meshed really well in the ring together, although Jamie should be having more singles matches at this point. She hasn't really had one for a while. I don't think since the Sheeta match, which was 2 or 3 weeks ago now, which is, not ideal considering she's the champion. But I think she's been presented a lot better than previous champions, for example, Thunder Rosa. I also wrote in my notes here that I think Tony and Saraya need to turn heel. Not even if Mercedes is going to come in. Britt and Jamie are just so over, specifically Jamie, that it's hard to book them as heels when, like, it's not like they're MJF and they can get heat so easily, which we'll get onto later. But Britt and Jamie are just perfect tweeners, I'd say. I don't think they need to be babyface, but they should be tweeners. But, like, just be less heelish and just be close to the face side of the spectrum to the heel side. But yeah, because if they want to continue the story, Saraya is just flat out a heel, man. I don't even care. She's like, it's just weird that she's being presented as a face in this story when, like, she's such clearly a heel. Like in that backstage interview last week where she's like just been dick to Sheeta, even though she did nothing wrong, saying, like, didn't even say her name, saying, her, and I've got the best wrestler in the world sitting next to me, and she goes, Tony Storm. Like, what is the point of that if she's going to be a face? Even in the Britt and Saraya feud from Full Gear, Britt was the baby face in that, man. Like, she was talking about how she's a homegrown star, how she's worked for everything. She was cutting babyface promos, but she was still the heel. I don't know if that makes any sense, man. Anyways, I thought this match was like alright, nothing special. I can't remember who tweeted. I think it might have been Base World, but he was saying how like the difference in ring quality when Saraya and Britt are wrestling and Tony and Jamie are wrestling is just night and day, to be honest. Like, obviously Britt and Saraya are good, but like they're just nowhere near the level of talent, especially nowadays, as Jamie and Tony are. And they don't have that chemistry, as we saw from their Full Gear match last year. But yeah, I also wrote this note. This match had not much hate on it because I think people were just waiting for Mercedes to debut, but she wasn't there. And you could hear when they were running the graphics after the match, there was just boos throughout the arena just because Mercedes wasn't there and they thought she was going to be there, which is on Tony and them, I think. Like, I think it's just weird, man. Alright. Anyways, I think we should go on to the next thing because I've had my fair share of that, but I just think it was weird, man. I don't think it was booked right at all. But yeah, let's get into the play-by-play. So first up on the show was Hangman versus Moxley. I thought this match was fucking awesome, man. I just think Hangman and Mox are such good opponents for each other because they're just brawlers. But obviously Hangman is more of a polished one. But I just like how, Mox's music goes while things playing and he's walking around the arena, just like soaking it in, having a good time. And then Hangman's music hits and Hangman's just straight to the ring, no bullshit, just walk straight in. The bell rings and they're just straight into forearms, man. They're just swinging at each other. No joke, just going straight at it. And I know, like, Hangman got a lot of the offense at the start, which I think is good, because then it gives him those hope spots at the end when, obviously, Mox turning it around is just hitting him and getting a lot of the offense, like, really beaten down on Hangman. And it was cool how they teased the King Kong Lariat at the start, which obviously concussed Hangman a few months ago. So, and that obviously pays off at the end of the match, but the other way around. And it's cool how I wrote down my notes. Hangman's telling his head like his concussion, which is always a plus. And then I said on some Danielson shit, because like remember when Danielson wrestled Garcia in his match in his first match back? I think it was at Fight for the Fallen last year, and he was sounding like he was dead. Like he was sounding like his concussion killed him from Double or Nothing earlier in the year, and that's like. That just reminded me of that during this Hangman match here. And I said earlier how they teased the King Kong Lariat, but then sort of in the middle of this match, Mox actually hits it on Hangman, and Hangman kicks out, which is good because it's putting out there that he's better now, he's recovered, he knows what to do when he gets hit by that move. But he was really selling his concussion after this, which is... I don't mind it. I think it's good. And then we got the... Oh, yeah. This was sick. Hangman flips out of a German from Moxley. He goes to hit Mox with a lariat. Mox blocks it. And then he does a spinning lariat and basically just kills Moxley. Bro, that shit was awesome. Hangman's so underrated. I think this feud should continue, but obviously what happened at the end of the match, I don't think it will. But I don't know, I think this feud's just been really cool, man. It's been one of the highlights from Dynamite from the past few weeks. So, if they can run a third match at Revolution, they should. But I don't know if they will. Especially because I can't remember his name, but one of the Puro accounts tweeted that Ibushi said he wants to wrestle Hangman, or he wants to be in a stable with Hangman. Man, if we saw Ibushi in AEW, so wrestling Hangman or tagging with Hangman, something along those lines, that would be awesome. That'd be such a cool dynamic, man. I just want to see Ibushi in AEW as well. Can't wait for that Golden Lovers reunion. That'll be sick. Ooh, goddamn. Anyways, Hangman hits the Orihara moonsault, which is just awesome. Hangman kicks out of the Death Rider, which is cool, but like, goddamn, the Death Rider's just become the Crossroads at this point. Like, no one kicked out of the Death Rider before, and now like everyone does in their matches. Like, Takeshita kicked out at 1 in their Rampage match like a few months ago, whenever it was. But that was cool. But that gets me on our next point. Mox hits the Death Rider, and then he hits Hangman pretty much straight after with a bit like spike the shit out of him on a pile driver, and Hangman kicks out at 1. I think that's cool. The crowd didn't really connect with it, but I think it was cool. But I think people are overdoing the kick out at 1 spots now, just for the sense that no one used to do it. Like, do you remember when Kenny did it at Revolution in 2020? That's my favourite kick out ever. But it made sense because the Bucks hit him with the Golden Trigger. You know, don't fuck with the Bushi with Omega. Kicks out at 1. But it just didn't really need to happen here. I think it would have just been cool to get another near fall, but it's nothing that like ruined the match for me, obviously, but I think it was still pretty cool. And then Hangman hit a dead eye. Mox pretty much landed on the top of his head. I don't know how he didn't die. And then Mox, like, it dazed out of it, bounces off the ropes, hits a curb stomp, which is pretty cool. Shout out Tyler Black. And then Hangman hits a lariat. When they get up, Hangman goes out to the ropes, hits the buckshot, gets the win, match is over. But the key here is Mox was playing a concussion angle after this match, and Hangman looked really regretful and sad, walking back to the back, which is obviously, I think it's definitely going to play into a story he does in the future, considering Hangman's more of a nice guy than an angry guy. I think he's such a baby face. He's one of the best baby faces in the world. I think he's unreal. And I also wrote that Hangman really needed that win, because he definitely did, especially over Mox. Mox didn't need that win, so it was good that they gave Hangman the win. But that also sets up Mox has 1 win, Hangman has 1 win, so they're going to do the third match at some point. I'm not really sure when though, but that was really cool. That was a great match. I'll get onto my star ratings and what matches made the spreadsheet at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. But on to this next segment. Hold on. God damn, what a surprise. I literally did not expect this at all. But Adam Cole returned, man. I literally, when I was writing my notes for the show, before, like when Tony was just doing before Cole came out, I just wrote Tony Schiavone interview with MJF, because I thought that's what it would be, considering Max was advertised for the show before. So I thought this would be his segment of the show. But man, I was not expecting Cole at all. It was awesome. What a pop. Also, that's one of the loudest booms and Adam Cole babies I've ever heard in his career. I think it was sick. So good to see him back. He's such a top bloke. I'm really happy to see him there. And also, like, in the interview, well, it wasn't really an interview anymore. Schiavone just left the ring and Cole just cut a promo, but he said how his head injury was horrible, how he was waking up spewing during the night because his head was so, like, just sore and bad, which is just like, I think he's like shooting there. I think that's what actually happened. Is horrible, man. That'd suck. But he nearly started tearing up when he said, like, when he was talking about his injuries to his concussion and that, because you're saying he had 2 in a row, which is like, fuck, man, literally could have died. Pretty full on. And I wrote in my notes, I thought he was going to retire. Like, that's what it sounded like. But he cut the good old. And because he started with I've got good news and I've got bad news. He said the good news is that, you know, he's happy to be back in that. But the bad news was, I thought he was going to retire. No joke. The way he was setting it up, he fully got me. I rated it. But then he said, he cut the classic, putting the locker room on notice promo. So it was pretty cool. I really like this promo. It's easily the best promo on the show because, spoiler, I didn't like any promo on the show really, besides this one. Because the other two were like just didn't need to be there at all. Could have given them matches the other time. if this show was just straight matches and this promo, and obviously the backstage ones, but if it was just that, I would have given this a higher rating than I would have given the show a higher rating than I did. But I don't know, man. The two promos and the women's tag match kind of brought it down for me a bit. But I'll reveal my rating towards the end of the show. But man, I thought it was cool. It was awesome to see Cole back. Really deserves to be back. I think he's a star. He's an absolute star. He's gonna be the world champ one day. I'm not sure when. But I'd also like to know. I think he's a babyface now. Like maybe, but he should be heel though. He's such a good dick, like kayfabe wise. But I thought he did great in this promo. And also, I'm not sure if what the go is with him in the Kingdom. I'm not sure if he's gonna team with them. Maybe they can do the Elite versus Cole in the Kingdom. But me personally, I'd 100,000,000% prefer the Elite versus Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong, if that can happen, because that would be fucking awesome. But anyways, the Acclaim cut a promo backstage. Bowen saying they're getting the they're getting a star on the Hollywood Walk thing. Cool. And then we got Jungle Hook versus Big Bill, versus the Ferns, Big Bill and Lee Moriarty. I thought this match was actually really entertaining. Oh yeah, I'd like to say Hook's Titantron looked awesome with this new set, and his gear was fire. The white gear always looks better than normal gear. I think it was really cool. I also noted that Hook's a very good technical wrestler. I think when he's more polished and has more matches under his belt, I think him and Danielson could just have a awesome match. Maybe in like 3 to 5 years. I think that'd be sick. But I thought the tag work between Jungle Boy and Hook was awesome. A few double team spots in that. I think they did a double suplex? I could be wrong. But anyway, very good. I thought they worked quite well together. I did rate it. I also noted that Big Bill has actually been presented really good in AEW. I know some people might say, oh, yeah, but he got suplexed by this small as guy. But no, like that just almost puts him over more, because they made it such a big deal suplexing Big Bill, if that makes sense. So, like, they put him over in that sense, but they also didn't ruin his momentum. But yeah, Mr. Chow was in the crowd from Hangover. That was cool. But I think, I also said Hook just gets better and better. In particular, he's selling. Obviously, he doesn't do much selling because he just squashes people. But I think his selling in this match was actually really good. And obviously, the big thing in this match, Hook hits the T-bone suplex on Big Bill, and Big Bill went flying, man. That shit was insane, bro. Like, literally went 50 feet across the ring. That was awesome. I think that put over Hook massively, which he deserves it. And then Moriarty taps out to the snare trap. That was a pretty fun match. If I had to rate it, probably like 3.5, 3.25 stars. Thought it was pretty good. Definitely an entertaining match. Got the crowd into it. Hook's so over. Like, it's actually insane. I can't wait to see this man at the top of the wrestling world one day. He definitely deserves it. He's just got star written all over him, man. Alright. On to the next section of the show. We had the Orange Cassidy, Danhausen, best friends, and Paul Walter Hauser backstage promo. It's pretty cool. Not much really happened, but Paul said that he is going to show him what's in the box on Rampage. I don't know what's going to be in the box, but cool. Sure. Whatever. On to the next thing. This is a very, very, very big talking point of the show here. This Max promo. Okay. let's talk about it. Because, you know, he's getting called a racist and all that shit, which is like, he definitely said some questionable ass shit in this promo. But I saw a report that Takeshita said it was fine before that went out. And after, I think, like he cleared it with Max. That's all good. Well, Max cleared it with him, so that's definitely a plus. But I feel like people took this the wrong way. Like, I think people get mad when, like, Takeshita says something in Japanese and Max goes, "Oh, you're not going to make it here, bud. We speak American." Like, how do people not realise that is literally just him taking the piss out of Disco Inferno? Well, that's what we say in Australia, taking the piss, but making fun of Disco Inferno. Where Inferno tweeted a few days ago saying, like, I can't remember who tweeted it, but someone tweeted it of Don Callis talking to Takeshita at PWG show, and Inferno retweeted it saying, "Oh, is he teaching him how to speak English? Because that's the only way to make it in this industry." Like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, that bloke is such a clown. Like, no one has respect for him. I don't know how he has a platform. Like, it's just insane. Does he actually have fans? Bro, someone got to tell me, because that shit does not seem right. Anyway, yeah, so Takeshita did get a huge pop when coming out, which is deserved. I said he's a serious star. He needs to win that All-In title from Orange Cassidy next. I hope he confronts him in the next month or so. And then set up a match at Revolution where Takeshita should obviously win. Just have low-key dream matches with Takeshita every week for that title. Because he is just a weapon, man. Anyways, in this Max promo, like, he said some weird shit. Like, he asked Takeshita if his name is Take a Shit. Right, cool, good on you, mate. Whatever. Anyways, I think Takeshita leaves the ring at that point, and Max says he's the real Iron Man of pro wrestling. Oh my god, that voice break was different. What the fuck? Anyways, yeah, so he says he's the real Iron Man of pro wrestling. Obviously, just get that heat with the crowd, which is I don't think this promo was bad, but it was just like, especially for MJF, it was just such just an average, below average promo, like just getting cheap heat, which is what he does, but it was just in a different way, like not in a good way. But anyways, and then he said he's all about putting shoulders on mats and banging rats. I don't know, that was kind of funny, man. Anyways, and then he starts talking about how he's in Hollywood. There's some Hollywood stars there. Talk shit to Mr. Chow from Hangover, saying his TV show got cancelled and he's not good. Then he talks to Freddie Prinze Jr. And I wrote that Freddie clearly loves Max. He just loves the way Max talks, loves the way Max operates. I think it's pretty obvious. And he said that in an interview before, but I think he said Max is his favourite wrestler in the world right now. Fair enough. Max is just unreal. And then Danielson's music hits, and Max did us sprints like some cartoon character shit to the back. It's pretty funny. But I thought the promo was alright, but it definitely dragged a lot. Like, it didn't need to be nowhere near as long as it was, considering took a lot of time away from the Elite vs Death Triangle match and the and the Takeshita Danielson match. I think the Takeshita Danielson match got enough time, but this took away a lot of the heat for the Takeshita match, for me at least. This promo should have come after the match if they were going to do it. I think he should have just been on commentary, but I don't know. That's just me. But anyways, let's actually get into the match. I think this match, I'm going to have to go back and watch it. I thought the match was really good, but the MJF promo kind of hindered my excitement for this match a bit. So the first few minutes were just kind of like, I wasn't really into the match as much, which I should have been, because I was so excited for this match. It sucks. Like, a promo shouldn't do that to a match, but yeah, it sucks. But anyways, like I wrote, I think he calls like the Takeshita Lariat, where he just sprints like crazy on the ropes, comes back and hits Danielson with a lariat. Like, I've never seen someone run the ropes as smooth and as quick as Takeshita. Just awesome. Oh, bro. Takeshita hits Danielson with the Blue Thunder Bomb. It's the best Blue Thunder Bomb in the world by like a mile. It's literally insane. It's so much better than Sami Zayn's. Huge chops back and forth. I think Danielson was great in this match, but I'd almost say Takeshita nearly outshined him in this match. But hot take. But you know, I think Takeshita could be one of the greatest wrestlers we've ever seen. But when it's all said and done, so that's why I'm saying that now. Takeshita hits his big, huge top rope lariat. Huge pop from the crowd, just awesome spot. I don't know what they were going for, but it looked like they were setting up for Danielson's like running knee from the apron to the outside. But that I don't know. I think Takeshita got confused, but he looked like Takeshita like caught him, and it looked like he was going for a Hurricane Rana, but it didn't really work. So I don't know. It's kind of weird, but like they got straight back into it, and oh my god, like 2 seconds later, Takeshita hit a sheer drop brain buster on the outside. I'm like, man, I mean, I heard of that dude's injuries. Like, bro was dying. Danielson puts Takeshita in the bell lock. Takeshita breaks free. Takeshita hits his bro. I don't know how he makes it sound so good, but Takeshita's forearms just sound like a gunshot. It's literally awesome. And then he's that unreal deadlift German. But then Danielson hits the Psycho knee. But then Takeshita kicks out. And then Danielson does the stomps to the head and puts in the Regal stretch to win. Again, Danielson's won with the Regal stretch for the past 3 or 4 matches. I don't know why the commentary don't mention that. It's weird. Just may as well. But I thought this match was unreal towards the end. I think it was great. But I think, yeah, that Max promo kind of hindered it for me. But if I just go back and watch the match, just the match in itself, I think I could maybe rate this higher on my spreadsheet. But I'll get to the rating of that at the end of the show. So next we had the Juice Robinson promo. It's pretty cool. I actually completely forgot Juice is in AEW, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they really need to sign him, but it's cool he's in America. I fear. I don't think it would happen, but I fear that when from reports, Jay White's planning on leaving New Japan and coming to America. God, it would suck if he ended up in a position that Juice is in, but I don't think he will. He's a star, and I think Tony knows that, especially the way they presented him at Forbidden Door. I think Tony knows he's a weapon. So, but who's to know? He might go to WWE, but with all the shit that's going on there, I don't think he will. And I don't think he fits in WWE as much per se, but yeah. And also, AEW needs top heels right now. Let me think about it. They've only got MJF, Jericho, Swerve's up there, and that's probably it. It's kind of weird, but I think if they got Switchblade, that'd make a huge difference, man, to their division. People say obviously people go on about AEW don't need to sign new talent. When there's people like Jay White, I've kind of been not hating on him, but I haven't been really as impressed with his work as champion. But I don't think he was booked well either. But when it's someone like Jay White, it's definitely worth signing him. What's the point of not? It's just stupid to say that. Next was the Tony Saraya, Britt and Jamie match. We already talked about that though. Okay, let's get on to this promo. I don't know how I felt about this. I think it was this should have been a Rampage. That's all I'm going to say. Like, they're just saying stuff. Ricky comes out. I wrote down, Action Andretti got some WWE 2K ass promo. He's pretty good, but like, bro sounds like them NPCs in WWE 2K, the way he enunciates his words. It's pretty funny, but he's still a pretty good promo. But man, why the fuck would you have this instead of giving more time to the Elite Vest Death Triangle? Like, that is ridiculous. I just don't understand that one bit. Like, what is the point? Like, man, it just wasn't worth it at all. But this is literally just to set up Ricky Starks versus Jake Hager next week. Who gives a fuck? Bro, literally, who cares? Not me. I don't care. Why would I want to see that? Wait, hang on. Yeah, I didn't like this promo. Didn't need to be here at all. I don't know how long it went for, probably like 5 to 10 minutes. But all that time should have been given to the Escalero Del Monte match. Because this was just stupid. This did not need to be on the show at all. Not because it was bad, because it just took time from like the main attraction of the show, in my opinion, which was the ladder match. Like, man, this match could have been easy 5 stars if we got more time. But anyways, let's get on to that match now. With that being said, what a fucking match. Bro, holy shit, this was awesome. You could tell how much they were just trying to cram into that 15 minutes, but it was worth it. I wrote Kenny looking great with that IWGP US title walking out. But I don't know why they haven't really, like, referenced on commentary that he was at the Dome and that he won the title and had that one of the greatest matches of all time with Ospreay. I don't know why they haven't really mentioned that, but I don't know, not a big deal, but it's just like weird. But like, I think Excalibur started to mention it, but he just got cut off. Like, I don't know, I think they should even just run a video package for that. Really put over that Kenny's coming back as the belt collector. You know, obviously in this match people are going to say, oh, the Elite booking themselves to win again. Ugh. Like, bro, shush. Literally, they don't even book themselves. They got that shit revoked from them like years ago. It's I think that's just so stupid. I just hate NPCs on Twitter like that, man. But anyway, hang on, that's a drink. I think this match was up there with some of the best ladder matches I've ever seen. I don't think it was as good as I don't think it was as good as the All Out ladder match from 2019 with the Bucks and the Lucha Bros. Solely because it didn't get as much time. I think it would have easily been if it got more time, but that's not in the Restless. That's on Tony. Yeah. But like some of the shit that happened in this match. Kenny went for the Terminator dive, runs back, jumps over the ropes, lands through a table. That shit was insane. Just thinking about it also. It must be a change of pace for Kenny going through American table compared to a Japanese table. Like, goddamn. Also noted that Kenny was selling his hernia that he got worked on during when he was out for months and months. I don't know if he was selling it though, or it just like actually really hurt, because it probably could. But yeah, I hope it's not a shoot, because that would suck. But I also wrote the ladder was in the corner of the ring. Nick runs up the ladder, jumps on the ropes, does a springboard, flip and dive to the outside of the ring. I think it was onto Ray Phoenix. Bro, he's literally insane. It's crazy how good he is. And he's like, oh, bro, I only found this out the other week. He's only 33. What the fuck? Like, what? That is insane. Yeah, and then I think it was Phoenix did a top rope hurricane runner to Nick Jackson onto a ladder, and Nick just landed all ass on the ladder. Bro, that shit looked like it hurt like crazy. Like, you could literally just, he was just grabbing his ass. Like, straight after. It's pretty funny though, but pretty tough as well. And then they did a sequence of Pac did that like slingshot German pretty much. I think Penta hit the Fear Factor. Obviously, Penta and Phoenix did the Fear Factor, and then Phoenix did a dive to the outside. But then I think Mac Jackson got up first and stopped Pac climbing the ladder. And then Mac Jackson does his Northern Lights super spot, and he's doing it, and he's done one, he's done two, and he does one onto a ladder. Like Phoenix just leans on his back to the ladder. Like now I'm just talking about it. Phoenix took so many hectic bumps in this match. I don't know how he did it. I also wrote, fucking Alex Abrahantes the dork pushing down Matt from the ladder. He's like, he just does not fit in with Lucha Bros at all. He just looks like such a geek compared to them. He just doesn't need to be there. He should only be in the backstage promos, or he should only come out when Lucha Bros are going to cut a promo. I think he takes away from their presentation a fair bit. But then, my Lord and Saviour, Kenneth Omega, makes up for it by hitting a V-trigger on Alex. He deserved it, man. That's all I'm going to say. And then they set up a ladder in the middle of the ring, and they had a ladder in between the ladder that was set up and on the rope, so it's horizontal. And then Penta hits a Fear Factor on Matt Jackson on the freaking ladder. Bro, that bump was gnarly, man. I don't know how he took it, but these motherfuckers aren't human, so I don't know how they take any of these moves. And then Kenny comes up, hits Phoenix with a one-winged angel off the ladder. That was that Penta hit the Fear Factor on Manon. And then he's climbing the ladder. He was climbing that shit slow as hell as well. I thought he was finna someone was finna come out, or he was gonna get pushed down, but he actually just won. It was pretty slow, but he just won. It was pretty good that. And then that was the end of the match. As you can see on the screen, Elite are your new AEW World Trios Champions. Now, let's get on to my talking point of this. The belt collector is back. And I'm going to be dropping a video, I don't know, sometime in the next couple of weeks, where I talk about my dream matches for Forbidden Door 2. And I do have on there Okada Omega 5. And I do have Kenny winning the IWGP Heavyweight title. Because I think this man is just going to go all out and just win literally everything. And I think that also helps elevate Ospreay even more. If he can become if he can win the IWGP Heavyweight and US title from Kenny at Wrestle Kingdom 18, that'd make him look like a star. Literally a star. And I think they should do it. And I think they should maybe run back a match. I don't know if they want to do a trilogy or just two matches, but yeah, I think Kenny. But back to the point, I think Kenny's winning that IWGP Heavyweight title, and I think it's going to be insane when he does it. He's already got 2 belts. Why not have 3 or 4? Because also, I don't think it's going to happen, but I also have in that video that Kenny, this is very low chance of happening, but imagine Kenny also wins the AEW tag belts with who? Who else but Kota Ibushi? Holy fuck, could you imagine that? Kenny would literally be God. I think, and that's what he should be presented as, because he's the best wrestler in the world. He's just him, him, Okada and Danielson. I don't know. I think nowadays Okada and Omega are just above Danielson now, but they literally just a level above everyone. And Kenny, the way he was presented at Wrestle Kingdom, obviously it's Wrestle Kingdom, but the way he was presented in New Japan, full stop, he's presented like God's newborn. It's literally insane. I don't know why he's presented like that as much in AEW, but I think he should be now. But that was my review of the show. I'm not finished yet though. I'm going to get into my matches that made my spreadsheet. If I can just get my spreadsheet out right quick. Hang on. Bear with me. Okay. Oh shit, my bad. Bear with me. I completely forgot to do this when I was preparing for this, but yeah, it's whatever. Okay. I don't know if that looks fun. Yeah, it looks pretty weird, but hang on, let me reset this. Mate, it's falling apart here. Okay. Oh shit. Okay, we're all good. I think. Carry on my way. I don't know how that looks on the screen. Oh yeah. Alright, this is cool. So I had oh shit, I forget to put what I want on there, but I had Mox and Hangman at 4.5 stars. I had Danielson versus Takeshita at 4.25. And I had Elite versus Death Triangle at 4.75. Now, that could change. I think I'd keep the first and third match the same star ratings, but I might go back and change Danielson versus Takeshita just because that MJF promo kind of hindered it for me a bit, but I'll go back and watch it then, maybe in a few days, and see if my opinion changes on it. But for now, it's 4.25. I don't think it was Takeshita's best match in AEW. I think his best match in AEW is him versus Mox on Rampage, but my overall rating of the show is I gave it 92% out of 100. I did have it at 90, but maybe 92. I'm sticking with it because the matches were top tier. Besides that women's tag match, that was just that was alright. But yeah, the matches were top tier, but the promos were just shit. If I'm being honest, they were just so not necessary. Besides the Cole one. The Cole one was unreal, but everything else was just do you know what I mean? But yeah, if you guys have any thoughts on the show that you want me to read out, if there's any of you in here, just put it in the chat now and I'll talk about it for the next few minutes. But yeah, I think the show was good, but it's some people are saying it's the best Dynamite of all time. Fuck no. Not for a second, man. I'm just going to tweet out for some more people to come in. Man, I'm still gutted about. I don't really care that Mercedes not there, but I just wish they just booked it better. I think it was just Tony knew that Mercedes wasn't going to be there, but he still let Britt air that promo last week saying she's the boss. That is just stupid. If anything, he'll probably get a big rating, but at what cost? So he's just going to get more bad will from the crew. But you know what I mean? It's just not worth it. But I do also think she could still be in AEW one day. I think she might, but I also think New Japan want Mercedes' first match to be against her first match back in New Japan against Kairi at Battle in the Valley. So it's fair enough, but like, why do you announce as a mystery partner a month and 5 weeks ahead, and just not do anything? Like, what I almost think they thought they had Mercedes, but then New Japan kind of fucked them up and said, nah, we want the first match with Mercedes, you know. But it's like, I don't know. That's true. I just saw Righteous Rage make a tweet saying, if that, like in quotes, if the other company did this, y'all would be so mad. And then he says, the other company has done shit like this 1,500 times. They falsely advertise the person we are talking about until seconds before a scheduled match. Facts. Do you guys remember at SummerSlam 2021? No, yeah, 2021. When it was Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair was advertised. And then she just wasn't there. Like, and then they had Becky return and squash Bianca. What a shit show, if I'm being honest. Like, why? But man, oh man. You do you, WWE, you do you. That's all I'm going to say. William Regal's office title William Regal's official title for his new role in WWE is Vice President Global Talent Development. Interesting. Okay. Oh shit. Okay. I also wouldn't mind talking about the Vince stuff. Not the Vince, the WWE stuff. I have some notes on it that I wrote last night. But I just wanted to kick off with the Dynamite stuff first. But, okay. I've seen people say this, and it's very fact. A deal isn't done. Like people, you know how people are like reporting that I think it's Ariel Milani said, no, the deal's not going through with the Saudis, it's not happening. But like, there was literally open negotiations about it. Vince opened negotiations about it like weeks ago now. And obviously the deal isn't done with the Saudis yet, because it'll take like 3 to 6 months to finish. Selling a company like the WWE for billions of dollars doesn't just happen like that. So I think they're still going to sell the Saudis to us, but I think that's just me. And also, something else that I saw that was very true. It was probably like a reaction test with, like, they probably leaked the news for this to see how the fans react, to see whether it was a good idea for to sell the Saudis or not, which is very, very common. Now, people do that a lot, but people just it's wrestling fans. People just overlook it just because they just want what's best for them, which is stupid, but that's just how it is. But it's very interesting that Vince stuff. I mean, not that Vince stuff. No, Max Kester messed up his rap on Rampage and they had to go back and do it. No, that's actually funny. Holy shit, Nick Jackson said in an interview, a dream match for him would be Kenny and Okada versus the Young Bucks. Holy fuck. Okay, guys. Is it worth ending the stream? Because I think I'm going to do that. Oh, shit. That'll do it for the stream. Cool seeing you guys here. Even though I didn't really, no one said anything, but it's what it is, you know what I'm saying? But I shall be seeing you guys probably next week for Dynamite, unless some crazy shit happens and I want to do a podcast about it. But yeah, see you guys next week.